Today's story is The Hugs and Kisses Contest by Paul Cordepeter and illustrated by Susan Wheeler. "Hello, bright sun," shouted Oliver Boxwood. "Hello, puffy white clouds." Never in his life had Oliver seen such a fine day on Holly Pond Hill. As he flew his butterfly kite, he looked over the hedge and saw his sister, Emily, giving their mother a daffodil. In return, Victoria Rose gave Emily a big hug. Suddenly, it seemed to Oliver as if a dark cloud had crept into his blue sky. Emily seemed to be getting a lot of hugs lately, a lot more than he was. He hadn't been keeping very careful track, but still, he felt suspicious. "She's stealing all the love," he said to himself. "Soon there won't be any left for me." Oliver decided he'd be a dark cloud in Emily's day. "Guess what?" Oliver said to his sister in the garden. "Mama loves me best." Emily's ears turned red. "No, she doesn't. She loves us just the same." "Poor Emily," Oliver sighed. "I wish Mama could have two favorites, but favorite means one, and that's me." "Why don't we have a contest?" Emily said. "Whoever gets the most hugs and kisses from Mama before the sun goes down is her favorite child." Oliver was not at all certain he could win such a contest, but there was no getting out of it. "Well, all right," he said, a little crossly. Emily hurried into the parlor to win her first kiss. "I'll do the dusting for you, Mama," she said. "You just sit down and relax your feet." Victoria Rose gave her daughter a delighted kiss. "You are so thoughtful, Emily." "I can do better than that," Oliver told himself. "I'll make a soothing foot bath for Mama." And off he trotted down the path to his father's office. The sign on Dr. Edmund's office door said, "Out. Please come back at 5 o'clock." But Oliver could not wait that long to win his first hug. "I think I know how to make a foot bath," he said, not at all sure. Surrounded by jars of powders and pastes, tonics and tinctures, balms and butters, Oliver was even less sure than before. Celery salts, I think, and clover jelly." He started mixing. The more he mixed, the more sure of himself he became. He made up this rhyme: "A little clay, a little tar, a dash of powdered cinnabar, a little salve, a little honey, a splash of milk to make it runny." There. It looked plenty relaxing to Oliver. He hurried home with the basin in both hands. "Look, Mama," he said, "a foot bath." "How nice, Oliver," Victoria Rose said, and she settled her feet in the basin. "How soothing, how... Goodness! What on earth?" She jerked her feet out of the basin. Her fur had turned purple right up to her ankles. "Oh, dear," Oliver mumbled. "I'm sorry, Mama." "Never mind, darling. My feet will match my new dress perfectly." So, with a heavy heart, Oliver took his foot bath deep into the woods and poured it out. Even the moss turned purple. He returned home to hear music coming from his mother's art studio. He peered in the window, and there was the hug thief herself playing the piano for their mother. If Emily was going to play the piano, Oliver was going to do something even more wonderful. He was going to make a music box. He set to work in the woodshed with paint, glue, and an old fruit crate. In a very short time, the box was finished. He filled it with crickets and ran inside. "Mama," he shouted, "a music box made by me, your son." "Lovely," Victoria Rose exclaimed. "I'll just set it on the piano while you paint," Oliver said. At that moment, the whole bottom of the box dropped out. Crickets went everywhere. Across the floor, over the piano, into the paints. Crickets of every color were hopping about the room. "Oh, no," Oliver groaned. He opened the front door and ran away. Oliver flopped down on the bank of Holly Pond. Not one hug today, he said glumly. Not even a pat on the head. Soon the contest will be over. Oliver just had to do something wonderful, something his mother would love. What about peach cobbler? That was his mother's favorite dessert. Oliver ran home and fetched a pair of stilts. As he tottered toward the peach orchard, he sang this little song. Butter and biscuits and cold whipped cream, piping hot peaches sending up steam. When Mama sees cobbler, she'll jump for joy. Darling, she'll say, you're a peach of a boy. Oliver picked up a big peach and stuffed it in his bag. Pretty soon, his bag was full of fine, fat peaches. But there was one golden peach just a little out of reach. Oliver steadied his stilts, but the stilts didn't stay steady. One went right, the other went left, and down went Oliver. He landed on his bag of peaches and squashed them all over the ground. Ouch! His tail felt broken. Just then, Dr. Edmund came walking up the lane and saw Oliver tumble. He picked him up and carried him home to Boxwood Meadows. I'm wounded, Mama, Oliver said as they came through the door. Nothing too serious, dear, Dr. Edmund added. Just a sprained cottontail. He carried Oliver to the sofa in the library. In a twinkling, Victoria Rose had an ice pack for her poor wounded boy, and a blanket, and a bowl of sweet lettuce ice cream. Oliver was getting more hugs and kisses than Emily could count. Oliver really is your favorite, she finally wailed. Victoria Rose looked puzzled. All day long, Oliver has messed everything up, but now he gets all the love. Victoria Rose sat Emily down on her knee, right next to Oliver. Emily, Victoria Rose said, you are my favorite Emily. And Oliver, she said, you are my favorite Oliver. I don't love you because of what you do for me. I love you just because you're my children. Then she gave them each their own special hug. That night, as Emily and Oliver were lying in their bunk beds, Emily said, I'm glad Mama loves us both. It would be sad if she had only enough love for one of us. Yes, Emily, Oliver said. The silvery moonlight tiptoed around the bed while the crickets outside made beautiful music. Emily was drifting off to sleep when Oliver piped up, Too bad Papa loves me best. The end.